One of life's biggest questions is why bad things so often happen to good people who seem to be kind, ethical, and living a virtuous life. The pain, suffering, and injustice that befalls those who are innocent and well-intentioned is one of the cruelest paradoxes of the human experience. The teachings of Buddha speak directly to this perplexing question. At the heart of Buddha's philosophy is the truth that suffering, dissatisfaction, and anguish are inherent parts of human existence, impacting both the good and bad alike. As the first of Buddha's Four Noble Truths states, suffering exists and is real. Even those souls leading highly ethical, compassionate lives will inevitably confront sources of pain, disappointment, loss, and hardship. As author Melinda Henneberger reflected, anyone who has survived his or her driving years has either known the sting of undeserved suffering or turned into a self-righteous prig with no sense of tragedy. The causes of this suffering, the Buddha taught, stem from the attachments, cravings, and desires that we human beings cling to so tightly. We suffer because we crave and grasp after impermanent things, be it material goods, relationships, approval of others, or even fixed ideas. This clinging, known as tanha, is the origin of disappointment, frustration, and mental anguish. Buddha conveyed this concept through the metaphor of thirst, or an unquenchable hunger driving human suffering. As he expounded in the Dhammapada, one of his most renowned teachings, from thirst arises sorrow, from thirst arises fear. For one freed from thirst there is no sorrow. How can there be fear? When bad things inevitably arise for the good person, Buddha's wisdom reminds us that it is the thirst that fuels lingering dissatisfaction. The attachment to things being different and our resistance to the impermanence that is woven into the fabric of existence itself. The suffering comes not from the circumstance itself, but the craving for it to be otherwise. In this way, even those with the greatest virtue will experience disappointment and loss. Yet the Buddha taught that by recognizing the source of this anguish and letting go of unhealthy attachments, we can find liberation and inner peace despite the harsh realities of human life. This enlightened perspective allows one to navigate life's inevitable misfortunes with grace and equanimity. Buddha summarized this truth eloquently. Pain is certain, but suffering is optional. We cannot avoid the pains inherent to human life, yet we can free ourselves from the compound suffering that arises from cravings and attachments. For the good person who encounters difficulty, the Buddha encouraged cultivating noble qualities like patience, acceptance, wisdom, and non-attachment to ease the turmoil that arises when life deviates from our desires. Self-mastery, mindfulness of the present moment, and realizing the impermanent nature of all compounded things enables one to withstand tragedies and misfortunes with grace. The Buddha's teaching on karma and the cycle of rebirth also offers insight into why the good sometimes encounter suffering. The law of karma is often oversimplified as good deeds bring good results and bad deeds bring bad results. Yet the Buddha taught a more nuanced perspective. According to the seed that's sown, so is the fruit you reap. Doing good, you get good results. Doing bad, you get bad results. Our current circumstances, both positive and negative, are shaped by the combination of intentional actions we have accumulated over many lifetimes. Even deeply virtuous individuals may be experiencing the fruition of past negative karmic seeds ripening into their present adversity. The injunction is to plant new seeds of compassionate conduct in the present moment, while remaining unattached to the fruits of those deeds. Both what is given and what is received pass away, but through our deeds we create our future, Buddha taught. For the truly good person committed to right conduct, negative circumstances manifest not as cosmic punishment, but as opportunities to cultivate greater spiritual qualities. The Chinese Zen teacher Shitu Shiqian poetically expressed this in his verse. Ordinary life fits the absolute truth. When donkeys transcend actual donkeyness, you can stay home, close the gate, and become truly real. By wisely responding to adversity with patience, humility, and compassion, the good person accelerates their spiritual evolution. Inner growth arises not from clinging to comfort, but meeting challenges with an open heart. Like a lotus blossom emerging immaculate from the muddied swamps, the greatest virtues are forged from life's most bitter difficulties. Through zeal, wisdom is nurtured, but lack of zeal causes wisdom to decline, Buddha said. In essence, Buddha's teachings reveal that accepting the reality of suffering, practicing non-attachment, embodying moral conduct, and meeting adversity with spiritual fortitude enables one to transcend being overwhelmed by the inevitable difficulties of life. While bad things may happen even to good people, they need not suffer additionally through craving or aversion towards those experiences. The modern-day Buddhist teacher Thrangu Rinpoche summarizes the perspective beautifully. Although bad circumstances may arise, you do not have to suffer additionally by allowing yourself to become unhappy. As things are impermanent, difficulties will eventually pass. Without clinging to them or generating aversion towards difficulties, you can remain peaceful and happy. For the good person navigating pain, loss, failure, and injustice, Buddha's enlightened counsel lies in recognizing these occurrences as inherent parts of the human condition to be faced with courage, wisdom, and a mind rooted in virtue and equanimity. Only by relinquishing attachment to how we want life to unfold can we experience genuine peace and liberation, even when confronted by sorrow and hardship. Through embracing spiritual practices like mindfulness, ethical conduct, and non-attachment, and most importantly, by embodying profound human qualities like kindness, patience, humility, and compassion, we have the power to respond to all of life's experiences with an awakened, unshakable heart. For it is only through the alchemy of transforming suffering into understanding that human beings can grow in goodness, no matter how difficult their circumstances.